The final strategy I wanted to go through was the Canary strategy. Now this is slightly different because what we're going to do is, and we've kind of seen it happening as we're doing the rolling update strategy, in that we want to deploy a new version of our application and start routing some traffic to it, but most of the traffic goes to the old version. So the whole idea is we can start to roll out very slowly new deployments to see if they work. It's fairly easy then to scale down the old application and scale up the new version of the application. Okay. What I'm going to do, just so that we can see that a little bit better, I'm just going to delete some of these deployments. I'm just going to do that through here. So actually I'm going to go cube control apply -F. I'm just going to reset everything. Actually it's not apply, it's delete -F, and I'm going to go greeting 1.0.yaml. So I'm just going to -F. There you go. That's got rid of that one, and also I want to get rid of my green greeting app service as well. Actually, it was greeting 1.1.green. There we go. So that should remove everything and put us back to where we've still got some pods running going on here. There you go, sorted. Shouldn't have any services. Yeah, just the Kubernetes service. I don't have any replica sets, no pods, no deployment. So I'm back to the very beginning. So with the Canary service, I'm just going to create a new version of that, and I'll get it started. But I'm going to create 3 replicas instead. So instead of just having 2 replicas, I want to have 3 replicas, and that just allows me to leave the existing system as it was as I start to bring in new versions of that. So I'm just going to get that created because it takes a little while. Apply -F greeting 1.0.3 replicas. There we go. So the only real change on this particular one, I needed to add in the node port in here as well, actually, to set the port up. Let me just do that, so just so that we know that it's always good to be on the right node port. Where were we? This one. Just makes it a little bit easier. And actually, I'm just going to delete it first of all, and then just reapply it. So that, just that way, we've got that fixed node port. If you don't have the node port there, it will randomly generate a port for it to use. So just for testing purposes, I want to make sure that it is on exactly the right port all the time. So if I just go back to my workloads, we can see here we've got 3 pods pending, going through their creation. Okay, so that's fairly simple to get that started. It's exactly what we've done before. In terms of the Canary deployment, again, relatively straightforward. We're still doing the rolling update, but here, again, the 2 things that I've changed is to change the name so that it's the Canary greeting app. I've left it in the same rolling update strategy that we've had before, but I'm only doing 1 replica. So I'm only going to start 1 instance of this app. So this app, microservice, API, however you want to call it, right? So I have 3, or I will have 3 running. And what I will do is I will get you'll see here everything's sort of failing because none of it's running anymore. I can get rid of that one. You can see actually here we've gone red here because of it's not quite started in time for the readiness probe. So the readiness probe has sort of checked it, it's found that it's got a problem, and now it's gone red. I know it'll be fine. It will go green shortly, every 15 seconds. Remember, in our down here, it will check it first after 60 seconds, and then every 15 seconds it will check again. Okay. If I just go and check the log files, you'll see that things are starting to come up. All application dependencies are resolved. The next few things will be, yep, I'm up and running. So it's nearly there. And when that goes green, we'll be able to start sending traffic to it again. So I will get my little application ready. There you go, we've all gone green. If I just go back into my terminal window and repaste that, there we go. So we can see here we've got XM, MS, and there you go, QG. So we can see here QG, XM, MS. So yeah, we are sending traffic to our 3 different pods, which is great. So we're ready now to apply our Canary version. So again, really simple, as we've seen before. Cube control, apply, -F, greeting 1.1, because we're doing the upgrade, and Canary, and off we go. So here we go. We can see here we've got our new Canary app being created at version 1.1. The pod is there, and we can see it's just creating 1 extra one. So we've got our 3 existing ones, and because we set that replica set to version 1.1, that is going to continue. Okay. Because we are using the same labels here, greeting app, this is the important part here. Because we are using that label, that is what is telling Kubernetes to send traffic to this application as well. So we'll see that traffic being balanced between, we'll see some traffic coming to 1.0, or most of the traffic going to 1.0, and just some traffic going to 1.1. So because we'll have three pods to 1, that's how it's going to be sort of balancing the traffic between those different pods. Okay, and this is where that next one comes in. So using that AB version is you have a little bit more control over how that works. I'm not going to go through that in here because it means setting up things like Nginx and so on. There you go. So you can see here most of the traffic is going to that 1.0. Every now and then we've got traffic going to 1.1. Okay. So that works very well, and we can start to do things like scale applications up and down if we want to. So we could say, well, all right, we want to take out one of the 1.0 pods and send a little bit more traffic to the 1.1 pod. Okay, and you can do that quite easily. Cube control scale this time. Replicas equals 2. Yeah. So we'll take the 3 pods down to 2, and we'll say deploy greeting app. There we go. So we're telling it to take our greeting app, which is currently running with 3 replicas, down to 2 replicas. So we'll see this will go down to 3 pods that are running, so 2 that are running 1.0 and 1 that is running 1.1. So we'll see here we'll get a few more things going to 1.1 and a few less things going to 1.0. Still not a lot of control over it. And again, we can do the same with the Canary app as well. So actually, currently our Canary app is running with 1 replica. We can scale that up to 2 replicas, and we'll change this to Canary greeting app. So what we'll see is this will go back to 4. There you go. So it starts, it's just in pending mode at the moment. There you go. And we'll see that one go, and what will happen, of course, is a little bit more traffic will go to that new version. And then we could scale down one of the original ones, eventually removing them completely. So that's a really nice way of doing things as well, if you just want to test things in that, using that Canary mode. I think what we've done here is really shown actually how mature Kubernetes is in terms of being able to deploy applications with zero downtime. You can see all the things that we've got within BusinessWorks container editions. Things like liveness probes, readiness probes could be used to really help that. And most of you might remember there's a post by Martin Fowler to say you need to be this tall to use microservices. And I think the same thing applies with things like Kubernetes. You need to be so tall, you need to have a level of maturity in terms of what you provide in the applications and in your services, and in our case within TIBCO BusinessWorks, to be able to properly call yourselves cloud native. And I think this is a really important aspect that isn't often sort of forgotten about, is when people talk about Kubernetes, they talk about self-healing, they talk about scaling, elastic scaling up and scaling down. But I think this is such an important part of Kubernetes that it shouldn't be forgotten. With that, that's everything I wanted to show you. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you found it useful. Bye-bye.